To start our LaSalle Sustainability Lecture Series for today, we are privileged to have a lecture entitled Digital Marketing Practices, Content Management Strategies, and Employee Marketing Engagement, Basis for Green Branding. I'm Ari Sobando. I'm the Assistant Dean for Research and Advanced Studies of the Gokong Wei College of Engineering of De La Salle University, Manila. I'll be your host for today's lecture. Before we start our lecture for today, we'll have a short prayer.
Let me be the change I want to see, to do with strength and wisdom all that needs to be done, and become the whole that I can be. Set me free from my fears and hesitation. Let me courage and fill me with spirit to face the challenge and start the change I long to see. Today I start the change I want to see. Even if I'm not the light, I can be the spark in faith, service, and communion. Let us start the change we want to see, the change that begins in me. Today I start the change I want to see.
Even if I'm not the light,
I'm not the light, I can be the spark. Faith, service, and communion. Let us start the change we want to see, the change that begins in me.
Jesus in us.
Jesus in us.
And now, to introduce the Sustainability Lecture Series, we have the Vice President for Research and Innovation of De La Salle University, Manila, Philippines, Dr. Raymond R. Tan.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you to this month's edition of the Sustainability Lecture Series. This lecture series is a joint initiative of the International Association of La Salle Universities, or IALU, and De La Salle University. The series was launched in January 2021 to provide a platform to share sustainability-related initiatives done by different resource persons and teams in the different institutions that make up the global IALU network. Nearly 4 years on, this lecture series is still going strong. And the initial team, consisting of Professor Dr. Kathleen Aviso, the current Dean of the Gokong Wei College of Engineering, Professor Dr. Alvin Colaba, the Director of the Center for Engineering and Sustainable Development Research, Chancellor Emeritus Dr. Carmelita Quebenco, and myself has since grown, and part of the team now includes Professor Dr. Aris Ubando of the Gokongwei College of Engineering, our former PhD student and faculty member at the University of the Philippines, Los Baños, Dr. Maria Victoria Migo Sumagang, and the entire team of the University Sustainability Office of the LSU, led by Executive Director Antonio Nonoy Maralit. This lecture series is envisioned to continue to provide a platform for our joint work, inspired partly by St. Francis's Laudato Si encyclical in 2015, coupled with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Understanding our joint stake in the future and the challenges that face sustainable development, it is incumbent upon the global LaSallian community to share our knowledge and expertise and help drive green growth, not just within the LaSallian community, but for the entire planet as well. Thank you, and I hope you find today's lecture to be very stimulating. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tan. Again, good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's lecture, Digital Marketing Practices, Content Management Strategies, and Employee Marketing Engagement, Basis for Green Branding. In an increasingly conscious world, this session will discuss a green branding framework specifically designed for higher education institutions. We'll explore how effective digital marketing, strategic content management, robust employee engagement can collectively build a sustainable brand. This research offers critical insights into how HEIs can enhance their sustainability initiatives and strengthen their competitive edge. Allow me to formally introduce our speaker for today. It is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce our esteemed speaker for today's lecture. We are incredibly fortunate to have with us true leader in her field, Dr. Desi Torres Tipan. Dr. Tipan approaches her work with a rare blend of curiosity and unwavering commitment to service. She is a continuous learner, systems thinker in training, and a passionate advocate for human-centered design. Over 2 decades of invaluable experience in education leadership, she has spearheaded strategic planning, marketing communications, and sustainability initiatives, all through a collaborative and adaptive leadership style firmly grounded in the theory of change. Her extensive background in business education has cultivated a thoughtful, practical approach to cross-functional collaboration, consistently transforming complex challenges into a remarkable opportunities for positive growth and meaningful impact. Currently, as a content management head of De La Salle Lipa, Dr. Tipan masterfully guides her team in developing content strategies that are not only innovative, but also perfectly aligned with the institution's mission and vision, always prioritizing brand integrity and core organizational value. Beyond her current role, Dr. Tipan is a leader for the future of education, actively promoting systems thinking. She is also at the forefront of exploring new and critical areas such as data analytics, business intelligence, and digital ethics, even collaborating on development of a policy for responsible use of artificial intelligence. Her insights today promise to be both profound and practical, offering us a deeper understanding of how digital marketing, content management, and employee engagement can converge to build a strong foundation for green branding. Please join me in extending a very warm welcome to Dr. Desi Torres Tipan.
Thank you, Dr. Aris. Let me look at sharing my screen first. Okay. All right. I think that can be seen already, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Okay, so good morning, guests and fellow Dasalians, all the way from Batangas, as Dr. Aris and has introduced me. Today is another chance to learn, to lead, and to serve, and to becoming a Lasallian change maker. First, allow me to thank the LSU Manila and its partnership with the International Association of Lasallian Universities, or IALU, for the opportunity to share my research in this sustainability lecture series. I'm not sure if she's here already, but I'd also like to thank Dr. Ana Resurreccion. She is a fellow Lasallian partner from LIPA, from De La Salle LIPA, and is currently our research development and linkages officer for bullying me, no, rather for trusting me to talk about a part of my sustainability journey in this lecture series. So when I got the invitation, thanks to the patience of Dr. K, of Dr. Aviso, it brought me back about 5 years ago when as part of my Lasallian experience, and I'm sure will also be part of the experience of other Lasallian faculty and staff, who join any of its schools, I was able to attend in Mexico City the IALU endorsed World Congress of Lasallian Educators, where I found myself in awe of the 600 Lasallian educators coming from 27 countries, highly engaged in scholarly discourse about pedagogy. And usually it was about blended learning that time. One of our attendees here, Dr. Kibenko, I think was also a speaker during that time, if not the keynote. On hindsight, when I was thinking about the speech, the discussion about 5 years ago, it was either there were a few or not even a talk about sustainability yet. And so I am happy that Lasallian education for the 21st century still sees the signs of the times, adapts quickly in a VUCA world. And I guess here we are in the sustainability lecture series, which I am sure is also being held in other regions where a Lasallian education is present and felt. So I am Desi Torres Tipan. That's Desi with a silent F for those who are confused by my name. I am currently the content management head of De La Salle LIPA, and I'm also assistant professor in the second SEM for digital marketing and during the first SEM for strategic planning and management, as the way goes. So, and I am here to talk about digital marketing practices, content management strategies, and employee marketing engagement as a basis for a green branding framework. Okay, on to the next. The research inspiration for this paper began at the intersection of two roles. I transitioned about 2 years back from leading sustainability initiatives, from leading the sustainability initiatives of De La Salle LIPA, where during that time, let me just check. Where during that time we have during my term we have won for the first time the AASHE Green Silver Star rating. AASHE stands for the Association for the Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education. We have, I think that was in 2022, I think, or 2021. And then we've also, we were also honored to have been the International Green Gown Awardee for benefiting society, for a project that benefits society. And it's basically about our work with IP in Mindoro. And then since I think 2018, we have been a consistent, recognized signatory to the SDG Accord. Actually, with regards to the Silver Star rating, we already have actually two consistent. Just last year, we have received the second one. Anyway, from that particular role, I think as with everything else, you know that when you've done what you can for the role, and maybe you feel that you have to rest for a while, I asked to join the Strategic Communications Office, and they appointed me to head the content management of the entire institution. So all of the digital platforms of De La Salle Pa and the website, that's all under my team. So everything that you see on the web, online, Facebook, Insta, X, TikTok, Threads, right now, we're exploring that. And also YouTube, LinkedIn, that is all coming from my team. Now, when I went to content management, that's when I saw a disconnect. While we were doing substantial sustainability efforts, and we're doing it every day, and there's a substantial amount that's going on that's still going on underway, the strategic connection to branding and marketing has never been fully leveraged. So I asked myself, and maybe you're asking yourself now as well. So what? All right. So what? What's in it for an HEI, a higher educational institution, to integrate sustainability into their core brand identity and communication? All right. A sort of a green branding for an HEI. You know, you're an HEI, quality education, and yet, you know, we're talking about a green branding for an HEI. So the significance lies in the potential of leveraging green branding to guide higher educational institutions to enhance their reputation, attract students, and engage partners and stakeholders to contribute to a more sustainable future. Now, just the thing about green branding, it's an opportunity to integrate environmental responsibility into the very identity of the institution. Green branding speaks to something deeper. Our commitment to ecological stewardship and community alignment. And when we communicate this well, we don't just enhance our reputation. The HEI does not only enhance its reputation, but it strengthens relationships and inspire collaboration. And when we talk about collaboration, we're not just talking about students. We're talking about faculty, we're talking about staff, we're talking about external linkages, we're talking about all the others that may have green branding already embedded in their strategies. That said, while many institutions have launched sustainability efforts, few have a cohesive strategic framework that connects all the dots, meaning across academics, operations, digital presence, and outreach. Most of the time, you know, these are in silos, or they do what they need to do, okay, but connecting them all to a certain consolidated output. So this is the gap that the paper wishes to address and hopefully contribute to the green future that we want to build. So, grounded in extensive research on marketing, branding, and sustainability, this study set out to examine how digital marketing, content management strategies, and employee marketing engagement intersect within an HEI setup. So the goals were clear. First, to assess how these key elements function in current institutional practices. When I studied and put into the paper the digital marketing practices, based on the literature that surround the subject, this includes social media marketing, email marketing, and SEO, or search engine marketing. When I looked into content management strategies, these were analyzed by assessing the communication of the HEI strategy, content production, and content distribution and promotion taken as one. As to employee marketing engagement, this was examined through the lens of employee advocacy, green behavior, and empowerment and participation. Second, the research problem was to also to test the relationships among these elements, and ultimately, this involves developing an integrated green branding framework, a strategic model that aligns sustainability with institutional identity and communication. So this study is anchored on the understanding that digital marketing platforms, particularly social media, email marketing, and SEO, serve as powerful tools to amplify sustainability messages in higher education, as in Salem in 2020, as in the research by Salem in 2020. That same research recognizes that strategic communication through well-aligned content production, distribution, and promotion is essential in shaping a credible green brand. Moreover, employees play a critical role as authentic advocates with their active engagement and behavior modeling, enhancing both the credibility and relatability of an institution's sustainability commitment, according to the study by Rodriguez et al. In 2023. At its core, the study affirms that green branding is more than a communications effort. It is a strategic lever for institutional differentiation, aligning brand identity with sustainability, stewardship, and shared community values, according to Castro Gomez et al. In their study in 2024. So, employing a descriptive research design, data were collected via digital survey questionnaires from 312 full-time administrators, staff, and faculty members across 5 HEIs. The HEIs were considered based on past and existing sustainability initiatives and awards, and their commitment based already on their directions and their strategic areas. The rationale for choosing these groups, specifically full-time faculty, staff, and administrator, is grounded on the expectation that they generally have longer tenures within their respective institutions compared to other employee categories. What does that mean? If they've stayed longer, this extended service implies that they are likely more familiar and knowledgeable about the ongoing digital marketing and content management initiatives employed by the institutions. Maybe some of them are already are also part and content of those digital marketing campaigns and digital marketing platforms. Furthermore, they would have had more opportunity to observe or participate in the engagement of employees in marketing the school to its wider community, providing richer and experience-based data. So the study utilized Spearman-Rowe to determine the significant relationship and the direction of the relationship, and all analyses were performed using the SPSS version 28 to assess the objectives. So what were the findings of this particular paper? Okay. In brief, in capsule, the first key insight is that social media is a powerhouse for green behavior. Findings revealed a highly significant positive relationship between a university or an HEI social media marketing and the other two elements. The second key takeaway is that sharing the school sustainability goals is the most important part of managing the content for green branding. According to Salem, when schools communicate their green efforts clearly, they can better connect with their audience and stand out from the other institutions. The third key takeaway is that employees are willing advocates. Green behavior ranks highest due to its alignment with influential factors such as leadership modeling and rewards-based strategies. Maybe a case of this is, for example, in our institution, part of the movement or adjustment of your salary is that for community involvement activities, you have to have certain points or certain hours and have served in several initiatives as part of the other factors that would help increase the benefits or the salaries for the next school year. So in addition to the community involvement activities or hours served, there's the addition of research, of course, and then capability development points. Now, Chen et al. In 2022 highlighted that leadership significantly shapes employee attitudes and behavior. The Sanayaka et al. In 2023 indicated that when leaders actively model green behavior, and what does that mean? When leaders themselves are seen or talk about recycling, energy conservation, reducing waste, and constantly communicate its importance and employ green transformational styles, they effectively inspire and motivate employees and model the behaviors so that they are able to emulate these behaviors and achieve green goals. So how are they related? A strategic analysis of our marketing and engagement data reveals significant actionable connections between the HEI's digital marketing, its content strategy, and the employee's sustainable behavior. So the findings pinpoint social media indeed as the most powerful tool, not email marketing, not SEO, but social media and its platforms. It is strongly correlated with the other two elements, successfully promoting the content of an HEI, and most critically, with encouraging the HEI's employee to adopt pro-environmental green behaviors. The way we distribute and promote sustainability message is also a key factor in strengthening employees' commitment to the sustainability practices. The findings, not so surprisingly, but still, I got surprised to see that the findings show that content distribution and promotion matters more than the content creation. So in essence, to build a robust sustainability culture, our efforts must focus on strategically using social media and ensuring our green content effectively reaches and engages our employees, as their sustainable actions or green behaviors are the area that are most positively impacted by these initiatives, by these green initiatives. Okay, building on these findings, allow me to forward and present to you a green branding framework that brings all of this together. So the proposed green branding framework is shown in your screen and provides a strategic model for universities to build a powerful brand image and gain a competitive edge. In essence, the framework connects three key areas. Our external-facing digital marketing comprised of social media, which is proving to be the powerful tool in this framework. Our institutional storytelling through content management, and our internal culture of employee engagement, which empowers staff, okay, to become authentic brand ambassadors for our green efforts. The central insight is that our digital marketing and content strategies act as the primary drivers that directly influence and shape the sustainable green behavior of our employees. By managing these interconnected parts, the framework provides actionable guidelines for pursuing a genuine culture of sustainability that differentiates the institution in the competitive education market. So in its turn, HEIs can deploy the green branding framework strategically to achieve core objectives such as cultivating a culture of sustainability, building a high brand image, and achieving competitive advantage, where the green branding framework provides a way to authentically share our deep commitment to environmental stewardship. It guides us in using our digital platforms and content to tell the genuine story of our sustainability journey, moving beyond simple statements to showcasing meaningful action. The credibility of the story of the HEI is reinforced by its own employees, those who have exhibited already green behaviors. Either it's innate or it's magnified by what happens within the HEI. And by sharing this story with transparency in heart, we hope to connect with and welcome students, staff, and partners who share our values and want to join a community that's dedicated to making a positive impact on the planet. Okay, so there are many recommendations to the paper, but I just lifted 3, all right, that might be of interest to the group. So administration and the HEI leadership may strengthen the sustainability goals, whatever sustainability goals that they have in mind. In the case of this paper, what's highlighted on your screen is the contribution to quality education and partnership for the goals. That's why there's the framework. And HEI marketing, so into segmented lists for targeted green content. So as you can see here, the broad institutional goals, whether that be whatever part of the SDGs or just some part of the UN Sustainable Development Goals, are refined into specific effective messages, in this case, either for students, for faculty, and the other one is for external linkages, collaborations, alumni. Okay, another recommendation is that for those in charge of communication in HEIs, for example, strategic communications, of which I am a part, and then of strategic planning, they may optimize digital platforms, especially social media, for broad reach and encourage employee advocacy to promote the HEI's green content. This may test how internal amplification or the employee advocacy is the key to creating massive external reach, turning a single post into a widespread campaign. Another research in this institution showed that most of the time, how people are able to know about De La Salipa, a large chunk still is with regards to word of mouth and coming from the Lasallian partners. We call our employees here as Lasallian partners. Most are from word of mouth of our Lasallian partners as well, and especially if they have posts, and this posts are employee or Lasallian partner generated and is about our green advocacy, our green initiatives. Now, another one, and this has to do with future studies, is that future studies may extend the framework's applicability to corporate or non-profit sectors. So integrating variables like stakeholder engagement or AI-driven tools, considering that there are other emerging platforms for in the digital world right now, or in the digital landscape. Looking into that may enhance the understanding of green branding and underscore the global potential and future evolution of the framework, showing it as a foundational concept ready for adaptation and expansion into new industries and technologies. So, in summary, okay, the question mark is no more. We have a roadmap towards green branding for HEIs. In as much as we're already doing the initiative, and the network of schools are already doing the initiative, and we do also market a lot of things in the institution. The paper posits that these initiatives can make its way and be integrated in the marketing of the institution, so that we are able to invite like-minded students, like-minded faculty and staff, like-minded partners, collaborators, alumni, other institutions, industries who have the same advocacy, who have the same passion to take care of to start and do their part in taking care of the world we live in. And this framework suggests that it's technically a call for people who are creating real world solutions to real world problems of the world right now. And if you'd like to, for that to take flight, here is an institution that has a green branding, where we're already building on that, and maybe you, the students, the collaborators, together within the institution, can create a bigger impact, all right, when they work together. So I believe the shift will be organic and not much of a challenge, because as long as our schools, our HEIs, believe ardently in the significance of taking care of our planet and believe in progress that is not at the expense of the planet, and that it is a progress of inclusive societies, which are essentially sustainable societies. And if we want our schools to be a space where our children, or where the youth entrusted to our care, learn how to live in a world that's safe, inclusive, where growth is inclusive, and where the planet is taken care of, and where future generations are regarded in the decisions that we make today, then the time to connect with like-minded stakeholders, as I mentioned a while ago, partners, linkages who also have green branding, the time to connect with them to increase the positive impact that our planet urgently needs is now, is today. So to be able to get a full copy of the paper, the QR code is available on the screen. All right. Something on your mind, maybe I would be welcome to listening to your wisdom, to your knowledge, to your sharing about my paper. And again, if you'd like to look at the details, the full material about the paper, it's available. You just scan the QR code to the right of your screen. Okay.
Thank you so much, Dr. Desi, for the insightful and comprehensive presentation. Your research offers a valuable framework for HEIs. Now we move on to answer some questions. from our participants. We have a question from Dr. Kebenko. And she mentions, thank you, Desi, for your relevant presentation. You have studied how the integration of sustainability into marketing impacts your employees. Have you also studied the impact of the same factor on your students?
That's actually the second part, Dr. Kibenko. That's the second part after this one, because actually the research office of De La Salipa has taken an interest on the research and has asked the same question from me. In as much as we are saying that our Lasallian partners are the greatest advocates for the institution, more so the students, because they are really the consumers of digital marketing and all the platforms, and some of the platforms that our Lasallian partners may be using right now, and we're finding out that it's usually we're on Facebook. That is where some of our students now, but the millennials and the Gen Zs are more on Instagram, on TikTok. They are on the other digital platforms. So that's the next step of the research, and it would be interesting actually to see how the students will be able to share this green branding using their own terms, using their own platforms. I'm sure there are, looking at the trends right now and looking at the changes that pique the interest of the students and make them hook on to a particular trend or a particular idea. That would be an interesting study to pursue. That's the next step. Thank you po.
Thank you, Desi. I hope I receive a copy of that research when it's completed.
Yes, Dr. Kibenko. Sige
Thank
po.
you.
I will remember.
Thank you, Dr. Kebenko. Dr. Desi, you mentioned in your presentation that there is a strong correlation between the social media marketing and both the content distribution, promotion, and employee green behavior. What are some specific actionable strategies of HEI that can be implemented on social media to authentically foster green behavior for the employees and the students?
Okay. For that particular question, allow me to get back to actually the framework. Let me use that framework now. In as much as we're looking at the other elements in this particular framework, I was happy. I was surprised to notice that social media marketing indeed had, although all the results are highly significant on all the other components, social media marketing had a higher score than the other highly significant items. And for content management strategies, the one that had the higher score is content distribution and promotion. And then the one for employee marketing engagement is green behavior. So when you ask about the practical applications, so in social media marketing, since you can see here, there's a double-headed arrow. It means that they are connected. So when an HEI posts in its social media marketing about the green behavior, let's say, of its Lasallian partners. Allow me to call Lasallian partners. Nadadapa po ako sa employees. Okay, when they post about the green behavior of our Lasallian partners, for example, when they help in the okay, a good example is that we started focusing on featuring the efforts of our Lasallian partners in our partnership with the barangay in San Juan, Batangas. It's in Barangay Poctol, San Juan, Batangas, wherein I think we were able to get that collaboration because the Community Involvement Office, in as much as they were looking for partners, they were also approached by the local government unit of San Juan. We were working on a different barangay that time, but we were approached by them because they saw the projects that were being done by our Community Involvement Office, and they saw the partnerships that we featured in our website and shared in our social media platforms. So they asked us to collaborate with them, and so it actually fed into that. So we posted that, and then we partner with them. Our faculty and staff were part of the 120 faculty and staff for this school year, who was able to join students, parents, even our parent partners, and even some industry volunteers who were able to plant 960 sasa mangrove seedlings already. And I was part of the team that was there in February of this year, and we saw crustaceans living already in the earlier planted mangrove seedlings. And then the students were there last April, and they said, and they were witness, and they witnessed to the fact that more than crustaceans, there were also fishes that were already living around and between the mangrove seedlings. So that part also we included in featuring the efforts of our Lasallian partners and our students. So basically, that's content. But as I mentioned a while ago, the finding is that more than the content creation and the content itself, what is important is the content distribution and promotion, getting that information out there. And so what happened was that we placed that in our social media platforms, and also, other than the social media platforms of De La Salipa, our own community involvement office also has their own social media platform, which is part of the social media inventory of De La Salipa. As a we have that inventory so that we are able to at least know the repository of the social media platforms that pertain to De La Salipa. And I think an offshoot of that is that we were eventually also contacted by, I think, the 1 million roof for solar project. I just forgot the particular NGO that's in charge of that, and we've already had them talk here and a MOA signing, where De La Salipa is also pledging for that particular sustainability project. So we started with mangrove seedlings, and then others that have green branding, have sustainability initiatives, have started to also contact and partner with De La Salipa. So nanganganak siya. It branches out, and because sustainability is not just about trees and planting, it's also about your way of life, it's also about renewables. There's a lot of chances to partner with others that are involved in the sustainability initiative. Malinaw
Thank
po
you,
ba?
Dr. Desi, for that answer, and also for sharing your experience in a community in Batangas. And this leads me now to my next question. What can you foresee the biggest challenge for, say, HEIs or even the wider Calabarzon region when it comes to effectively implementing this green branding framework in the next 3 to 5 years? And how might this proactively address this concern?
Okay. Well, in my discussion a while back, when I said that the shift is going to happen, I think in looking at if I start with the 5 HEIs that were part of the study, the shift is, as I said, is going to be organic because they're already doing their sustainability initiatives. And at the same time, looking at these HEIs, they also have their strategic communications. They have these marketing offices. So it's a matter of, integrating the sustainability initiatives as sort of a marketing for the institution. You want to be a part of the solution? Join the HEI. You have an idea that will improve, that will impact, that will help the institution to help others more because of you. Join the institution. So as I said, the shift, it's a matter of perspective. People are, I think, those who are involved of communication already know their jobs. It's just looking at this perspective and saying, we have these initiatives, let's add this to our narrative. All right, let's add this to our narrative. And maybe the narrative now is that we're looking for individuals who would like to take care, who are passionate about taking care of the planet, who are passionate about doing their share, because we know that the planet needs all our help now. And so let the narrative be, you want to do your share. We are doing our HEI is doing something about it. Join us. All right. Or you have an idea, but you don't know how to do it yet. Let's say for students, we have a department here, say engineering. Let's help you make something out of your solar idea. We have the tools. Let's join us. Join us, and we'll help you create that real world solution to a real world problem. And maybe together we can help not only the country but the world. From where we are right now. So with regards to the Calabarzon, we have, if I'm not mistaken, we have. Other than the network of Calabarzon Educational Institution, NOSE, I think there's also another organization right now that's being spearheaded by the Batangas State University. That was also discussing sustainability, but yet, and they also have their marketing departments, but bringing this together, maybe the point of intersecting this together, maybe the point of discussion here, in the sense that since they already have both of the ingredients, now getting to know the framework and saying that sustainability is a marketing is also a marketing tool. Sustainability is also a marketing differentiation, and sustainability is also a marketing advantage, a competitive advantage, let's say where we are right now. Then maybe it's time to tell that story as well. Yun po.
Thank you, Dr. Desi, for that comprehensive sharing of your expertise. In this slide, you're showing digital marketing practices, content management strategies, and employee marketing engagement with somehow interconnectedness. I just want to pick your brain on, you think, is there any specific area wherein you would prioritize in implementation for an HEI?
Well, because I work with people, right? Because I work with people. Well, initially the sustainability initiatives would not have been possible without the collective work of all our silent partners and our students. I think because it is the impetus, and it is I guess the most, I would say, of the other framework, it might not be the most predictable. I'd look at the employee marketing engagement. I'd like to look at the employee advocacy, beyond the institution. When you're in La Salle School, of course, clean as you go is a natural for us, all right? Clean and all other bring your own container is natural for us. But outside of the institution, has this also cascaded into how you interact with your environment? How does this also cascade into what you do at your homes? All right, more than the employee, and I'd like to take the suggestion a while ago by Dr. Kebenko. There was a time here in Lipa that fast food chains know if their customers were from our school, because they say whenever our students would go into fast food chains and they've finished eating, by the time they get to the table was clean. Why? Because the students would clean as you go. So they would say, oh, those students are from that school. If I may already say, oh, that student is from De La Salle Lipa, because they already cleaned everything up, or something like that. So, but with the pandemic and all, we have to be reinforcing again these values and things like that. So you were asking me about prioritization. So maybe that advocacy, and then green behavior. What are the green behaviors that is asked of, let's say, a LaSallian partner? Okay, turning the ACU at a certain time, taking off, when you go out of the office, you plug off everything. when you go home, do you leave your laptop in the office? All right, or do you bring it at home and continue there? Things like that. And then lastly, empowerment and participation. In as much as, I'm also interested there because the school does not have the monopoly of sustainability initiatives. I'd like to understand and I'd like to know whether our Lasallian partners have, I'd like to understand that Lasallian partners are empowered to also create solutions. In as much as we ask our students to have capstone projects that again create real world solutions for real world problems, and every year we create 100 of them. Okay, I'm interested to see whether our Lasallian partners, employees also are empowered to create these projects. All right, from taking the point of the experience that they have, and then eventually also participating actively in the creation, prototyping, scaling, for this one. So yeah, I'm excited about looking at the employee marketing engagement.
Thank you, Dr. Desi, for that. I can see some of our participants are also coming from other universities and our administrators. Um, any message that you want to share to our participants?
Oh, okay. Um, Maybe, okay, let me just bring it here again. Okay. What I'd like to share with those who attended today, and I thank you for attending, that says to me something that the work of sustainability and the call for sustainability is alive. There is hope and there is much to be excited about the sustainability work. And the sustainability work, not only of HEIs, but the sustainability work of HEIs, your work, especially if you're part of an HEI, must be told. All right, it must be told, and telling that, telling how you were able to create impact, how you were able to impact the lives of others so that they emerge better. Eventually, they also learn and they are able to make others, emerge better, have better versions of themselves, or that you are able to in your own capacity, you are able to look at sustainability initiatives. um, I think that we should do our share. Just a quick sharing from my part, if I may go back to green behavior. In as much as I was part of the sustainability and I had all this talk about mitigation, about renewables, and so on and so forth, there came a point in my sustainability journey. And if Sir Nonoy Maralit is also here, he has been a mentor of mine in this sustainability journey. There was a point that I said I'd also like to try it, or I'd see it from my end. And so I think about last year, I signed up, or actually I asked my husband to sign up and pay for it, for a total solar solution to our household here in Lipa City, because we have a lot of sun, as with everything else in the Philippines. And so I would have to say, in as much as it has a sizable ROI, but when it was installed and the net metering was in place, and I was looking at our consumption, and usually I get to have zero electric bill, or sometimes may utang pa sa akin yung local provider na electricity. It was worth it. Maybe the ROI might take years, okay, because it's sizable. But looking at that already, and then seeing that eventually my kids would also go, charge in the morning because everything is solar. At night, wala na talaga. Ventilador na lang ng TV and things like that. Okay? So, there is, there is beauty, there is value in telling your story. And especially since if you're part of an HEI, and HEIs have the tools, have the resources, and even has the wisdom from your mentors, from your panelists, from your professors, from your researchers, to magnify, to improve, to innovate on your solutions for sustainability. Maybe telling that story will connect us with the people that will get us there faster, or will create impact that is larger. We need those kind of people. We need you. Tell the story, and let's take care of this planet, because it's the only one that we have. And I do not want to think that time is running out for a planet, because as long as we are here, I hope that we can extend the time for the planet. Yun lang po.
Again, thank you so much, Dr. Desi, for sharing your thoughts, your expertise, and also your research to us today. So, kindly join me in giving Dr. Desi a virtual round of applause. So, thank you so much, Dr. Desi, for lecturing us or providing your insights for today's lecture.
Okay.
Okay, so that actually concludes our lecture for today. We have provided in the chat box a link to give us some feedback to further improve our delivery of this lecture series. And today, we already have completed the first half of year 2025. So we hope to join us again by next month for another LaSalle Sustainability Lecture. So again, thank you so much, Dr. Desi, Dr. Kibenko. Thank you, Brother Scheiter. Thank you, Brother. And I saw Dr. Dennis Magbanwa a while ago. So good morning, brother. So thank you, everyone. See you again next month.